Welcome back, YouTubers. Johnny Boy Lopez here, back for another installment of the Indie Experiment, and I'm here with a very special guest, King Rebel, man.
What's good, brother?
What's good, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be here, man.
Dope. I thank you for coming and chilling with me,
yeah.
man. So we're gonna get right into it.
I'm from Winston, California.
Hey, shouts out to Winton.
Yeah, a little agricultural
Hell
town.
Yeah. So how was your upbringing in Winton, man?
Bro, it was beautiful, man. I got to grow up with dope friends, Rob, Duptown Rob.
Hey, shouts to Big.
Hell yeah. He's the one that got me into music, so shout out to Duptown Rob, because of him, I was able to, get into the hip hop scene and really fall in love with raw lyricism. Coming from like Tupac, Biggie,
Dope.
Nas. Early 2000s, yes, because of Robert. But then of course you start listening to your own music, like growing into it, and then you start picking who you want to listen to. Yeah, I definitely started listening to more like Tech Nine, Bone Thugs, DMX, Kanye, early Kanye, Lil Wayne,
all dope artists.
Yeah. And then when Kendrick blew out and J. Cole blew out, man, that's who I really stuck with.
Yeah.
Why? Because they always stuck to keeping it real, and and then not just keeping it real, the delivery.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2020 that I really started, taking myself serious and like exposing myself. Right. Growing up, I just loved, making music because it was something that I enjoyed doing. But it wasn't up until 2020 where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really push this because I don't want this talent to go to waste. And a lot of people, they don't know how to utilize their voice and their talents and put them together. And I didn't want to let it go to waste. So I definitely was like, okay, I gotta really start rebranding myself. So King Rebel was a name that was inspired by my uncles. So.
Okay. Shouts out to Theo.
Yeah, shout out to the Theos. They were gangsters, so I was influenced by that. That gang life. I wanted to.
Hey, that's that Valley mentality.
Yeah, I wanted to be just like my gang. My gangster uncles. The creation process starts with of course picking out a good beat that you can vibe to. If you can't connect to the beat, you can't really vibe to it. There's no frequencies going between you and the beat. Once you get the beat, once the beat starts, the thought process of coming up with a chorus is like keeping to a theme. You always want to keep to a theme. You never want to switch it up. You always want to stick to the topics. And a lot of my growing up, experiences come through my lyrics.
Definitely.
And so once the beat's there and the vibe's there, it just all comes with the experience, and just putting it together in words, putting it together in rhythm. And I just try to go in and I try to keep to the rhythm, keep to the topic, never stay off topic, because people don't like that. And people don't like you not being real, you being fake, so they want the real you in your music, and that's what I try to do all the time.
And you man.
Yeah, of course. So being a Latino here and just in the U.S. alone is hard. It's hard as it is. We spoke about this. We spoke about how you have to not only represent the Mexicans and represent your culture, but you gotta make the Americans happy, and you gotta somewhat not please them, but in a way what's the word I'm looking for?
Kind of find that balance.
Yeah, find that balance. You know, you gotta live the American dream that your grandpa really worked hard for. And that's like getting a good education. That's, you know, getting a good job and you know, sticking to it, getting a good career. And so, you know, having a dream already on top of it is hard as it is, because being a Latino, there's not really a lot of exposure in the industry of a lot of Latinos. There is, but not in the hip hop, like strictly hip hop. Like you got Immortal Technique, you got Burner, you got, you know, you got a few artists in LA, you know, that I can give props to, like what's that artist? He's a Southsider artist, but he spits lyricism. King Lil G, you know, and he's a Latino artist that's blew out, blew out through the mainstream, and so I give him props. You know, there's a few, but there's not like those icons, that hip hop icon that they can go to. And I want to be that icon that they can go to, keep it real. I've kept it real, you know, that knows what the Latino culture is going through. You know, I know what my grandparents had to go through, that, you know, they came from Mexico for me to be allowed to fulfill this dream right here, to be able to chase a dream, to have these opportunities. And I know exactly what they're going through. So it's tough, man. It's tough being a Latino in the U.S., in the USA. It's just like a research and development, you know. You're a company and you're trying to come up and you're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and you know, trying to be an entrepreneur and figure out the little puzzles to the picture we're trying to put together. We figured out what didn't work and what did work. So we started off as a development. You can say label, and we were trying to help artists in the Valley, you know, mainly Latino artists, you know, that were trying to come up. They didn't have the equipment, they didn't have the opportunities to or the access to these things like a studio, mixing, mastering programs, promoting themselves, like Photoshop, which is
very hard and expensive to come by.
Yeah, so we were coming up with something like, okay, how can we help these artists and help them develop their ways of coming up? You know, making it easier for them, and then us being successful from it. How can we be successful from it? And as a business, how can we profit from this? How can we grow from this? So there was a lot of research and development going through it. It was a real tough year. Unfortunately, it didn't work out so much in that perspective, because you got to depend on these artists to keep that drive, you know. And if these artists don't have that drive, they're gonna quit. You know, they're gonna quit on you. You did all this work for them, you know, you're trying to do all this work for them. You're trying to provide free music videos. You're trying to provide free mixing and mastering. You know, save them time. Save them a lot of time and headache, right? That an artist doesn't want to deal with. They just want to focus on the craft, and that's what we were gonna do. We were gonna do all the dirty work for you. And a lot of artists, you know, being a company that's a baby company, they're seeing you grow. They have a lot of doubts. They have a lot of doubts about themselves. They're not too sure about, you know, where the business is going, because we're in research and development. We're in the process of growing.
And everyone got to start somewhere.
And then they're in the process of growing. So it was real tough. But we figured out what did work. Now that, you know, Dubtown Rob and I, you know, figured out what didn't work and what did work, we found out that, you know, building a platform where music can be not only, you know, judged at the moment, they can have the possibility of being exposed to viewers. You know, they have the ability to be played, which a lot of artists don't get a lot of record play. They're exposed to real authentic criticism, it comes from the viewers. So we get the viewers involved. You know, we get people involved in the community, not just the community, nationwide. So we figured out that was working. You know, Rob is generating anywhere from like $200-$300 a show. You know. And that's because
as an independent show. That's
as an independent show, and it's amazing. And the numbers are growing. The merchandise is, you know, the website. We don't handle the merchandise because we go through a third party manufacturer.
Okay, yeah.
So we just, you know, we don't handle any of the work. So it saves a lot of.
You got a lot of systems put in place.
Yes.
Accurately put shit out.
Yes. And so we figured out that mixing and mastering helps. That worked. So we were mixing and mastering. We're charging flat fees as a regular studio shift, right? Sure. As studio time. So locally, we built a reputation for, you know, having a good sound.
For sure.
And building a good platform.
I was hearing some records off air and some that aren't even released, and they like I told them, I was like, this sounds like it should be on the video right away.
Thank you.
You know, so that, like, for you guys, you could tell the proof, like they said, the proof is in the pudding, and I think you guys are making great hits that will eventually be timeless hits. Once people just listen up, once they start listening up, man.
It's called blockchain, and I think it's like the future. So I'm pretty sure. You know, a lot of companies are going to start allowing you to purchase things through digital currency. And the only reason why is because we're already going through a cashless society. You guys should really look into it. And the reason being is because there's no value in money. So, you know, and plus it's easier, it's faster. You know, not just digital currency, but blockchain in general. There's technologies into it that are going to benefit like the government and stuff like that. So of course, I feel like, you know, people should invest in it. Not just blockchain, but in companies. You know, own. You know, some stocks, buy some shares, some ETFs, real estate ETFs. Yeah, I'm high in that too, man. I'm like,
and that's why I wanted to ask you, because I think people need to hear stuff like that, because like even me, a person like me who is not all the way immersed in something like that, but is definitely intrigued by it, because I see it, and like you said, it's the future. I can see that without even just from the outside looking in. I'm going, this is very intriguing, and I think that it definitely could be the future.
Tesla's one of the first companies that is allowing people to purchase cars with digital currency. A team. Right off the bat, you need a team. You need a solid team, and if you don't have a team, you need some cash. You need some moolah, some hard-earned money. Why? Because you're gonna have to put up some money to, you know, to pay a videographer, pay somebody to record you, engineer. If you're gonna do all that, and you know you got the time, bruh, do it. You know, you do it by all means. But if you know, you want to save yourself some time, you know, you want to really build a brand, you got to have a team, solid management, solid people who are going to help you with your craft, you know, not only with helping you promote, advertising, all that. If you're going to do it alone, good luck. It's real hard. You got to have some money. If you don't got hard-earned money, you know, you're going to be having a lot of talent, but you know what's talent when you're no one, you know.
You gotta apply yourself. You gotta work hard.
If no one knows you in New York and you got all the talent, then it's gonna be hard. You know, you gotta really have a team to expose you. You know,
especially in big markets like that.
Big markets, big. You're competing with, come on, man, Interscope, Atlanta Records, all that. So, like I said, you want to build a brand and you want to do it alone. So I had to find out the hard way. So not so much to say it was a bad thing trying to do it on your own, because it's good. It helps you. You know, it helps you figure out your inner character. You know, it's gonna test you. It's gonna test you to the limits. You know, it's gonna figure out if you're weak or not, if you really want it. So, of course, investing in yourself is a good thing. You know, I started buying equipment. I started buying drones, cameras, new computers, new DAW systems, new programs, new VST plugins, all that, everything the artist needs, just even advertising, like started putting more money into it, dumping money into advertising, promoting myself, and it shows that it works because you're dedicated, you're pushing yourself, but it's super hard because you have to find your time management, you have to have money, you have to have the capital. If you don't have the capital, you have to have a team to help you with it, and it's real tough, man, trying to be an independent artist and do everything on your own, So yeah, man, find yourself a team. Don't take that for granted, you know what I'm saying? Find yourself an engineer, a videographer, because it's gonna help you in the long run for sure. Okay, so if it's like an EP, I think of like the whole concept of the EP. You and I spoke about your new EP, and I can't wait to hear it. You want to uptight, beats, feel good beats. Your last EP was more darkish, you know what I'm saying? So each EP, you go with the intent of, okay, it's gonna sound a certain way, and I wanted my latest EP to sound more East Coast, more of an MC type, but keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? So you just me going in that way, it gives you more of an idea. It's easier, makes your work easier because you're focused on that. You're not trying to figure out where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You're focused, and it helps your work. You get stuff done quicker.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, you can see it in the videos too, man. Like like what you're talking about is really coming to life. And
life always comes at you unexpectedly. You're never ready, and when it comes at you, you just got to be real and be authentic, be honest. Is it feeling good? Does it feel right? And I always went with my intuition. Like doing this interview, it feels good. It feels right. You feel me?
Yeah,
I get good vibes. You feel me? There was no reason why I would say no to it. And that just goes with everything in life. If you're happy with it, go with it, man. If it's not music, if it's another career in your life and it brings you joy, man, do it by all means. Put all your effort into it because life is really short, bro. And I could die tomorrow. You can die tomorrow. And would you be saying like, if that time came, are you happy with everything you've ever done? Did you risk it all to fulfill that need in your life, that fulfillment that you want to put into your soul, because everybody wants to fulfill something in their soul. So you gotta go with that intent, and feel happy about it and having no regrets in life. So yeah, man, I go into that with my music. I make every song like it's my last. I'm real. I'm authentic. When I do an interview, you know what I'm saying? I'm real. I'm authentic. I'm not bullshitting.
You're being yourself.
I'm being myself. I'm not giving you another face. The Chinese say that there's 3 faces. The one that you show to yourself, the one that you show to others, and the one that you show to your spouse.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up because I that's very
but I give you my real face.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
I give you the real me always. It's not okay, and here it is too. Like when you make a song and it's a theme, and say you're talking about murdering somebody on a record, lyrically, you're gonna murder somebody.
We have a record like that, but we're talking about catching a body in the studio. We're not saying actually catch a body in the studio. We're talking about
lyrically, we're gonna murder you.
Thank you. No, that's perfect.
But we gotta keep keep to it. You
know?
know,
for sure.
And it's not like we're real murderers and stuff,
for sure.
but we're just gonna murder you in a song.
And I think people, I don't care who you are, when you stand in the room with real MCs, you know who's an assassin, who's not.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Exactly.
You know that guy over there, he's a shooter. You feel me? It's just like in the NBA. You know who the fuck's gonna ball out. You know he gonna have a good game today, regardless. I think what it is too is people scared to give each other their flowers. You feel me? We don't mind that. We don't go. We're not going into nowhere with an ego. We're going into it like, hey, let's have fun. You feel me? And I feel like those are the best ball players. The dudes that are like, I'm on a team with LeBron. I'm gonna let LeBron do LeBron, and then you feel me. I'm gonna be over here. Hey, he might dish it out to me.
I'm gonna do my part.
And he might dish it out to me, and I'm gonna have to whip that. You feel me? So that's what I mean. And I feel like
that's a team. That's where the team comes in, bro.
Man. And I feel like everybody want to be LeBron. And I'm gonna tell you right now on the camera, I'm not trying to be LeBron. I'm not trying to be Tom Brady. I just look up to these people. But like me, I'm just trying to be in the game. I'm just trying to get my minute.
Shout out to the Lakers because I'm a Lakers
fan. Okay. Shout out to the Lakers.
Too bad LeBron.
We smoking on the mama bomb, baby. You feel me?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Yes, sir. R.I.P.
Yeah.
But man, Kobe had a big influence on me. Of course,
that's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm happy LeBron's on the team.
Hell
you know, shout out.
What a dynasty. What a dynasty period. You guys have a crazy ass just story period. My family, they're all Lakers fans or you feel me, Kings fans or Warriors fans. Like I was telling you off here, I'm a Sixers fan, so everybody always looks at me like, how did that happen?
Hey, talk about Sixers. Allen Iverson, my bad. Allen Iverson is a big influence in the hip hop.
Oh hell yeah!
Tattoos.
He even rapped for a little bit. You feel me? Yeah, no, he was saucy. Yeah, he's saucy.
He had a big influence.
For sure. I love that. You know, basketball always embraced kind of hip hop, like with the and one community and shit like that. You know, street ball was very big, and I felt like street ball bled into the NBA eventually. Started getting accepted a lot more because remember in the beginning, you know, street ball kind of got looked down on by the NBA players, but then NBA players were like, hey, some of these dudes can really hoop, you know. Eventually you just started seeing both those worlds cross, and I think that's eventually it's the same thing with this rap shit, with anything, man. Once it just gets so big, everybody gonna get their little piece of it, you know. And
everyone's gonna get the ring. Like I was speaking on earlier, you know, I was looking for somebody to follow, and you know, my dad he split when I was younger, you know, but he still kept in touch, right? But he wasn't really around, you know. Still called me, tell me he loved me and stuff, but it wasn't the same, right? So I kind of wanted to be there for my child, you know. I wanted to not walk out my child's life and be a deadbeat and you know, do the same thing my dad did, you know, and not, you know, be there, come visit me. So it takes a lot, you know, because you're trying to make sure your music's on point. You know, I don't really cuss on my music anymore. You know, I don't, you know, because one day they're gonna hear that, and you know, I want to make sure that there's no profanity, all that stuff. And I also make sure that it's good. I have a good message. You know, something that they can hear and be like, oh, okay, my daddy was really about it. He was really going through it. You know, he wasn't lying when he said that. You know, he was always honest and whatnot. So yeah, man, it definitely takes a big impact in my music career. Time management for one. You know, when you got kids, you know, for one, you gotta find time for your kids, man. You know, you got a 9 to 5. You gotta come home, take care of your kids. You gotta, you know, help your wife. You know, I love my wife. I come and help her when she needs help. And then you really got to find that time where you got to zone in and start working. You know, you got to, you know, thank my wife. She's really supportive of my dream. You know, if you can find somebody that's supportive of your dream, you know, man, that's going to make so much, you know, it's going to make so much easier in your life. You know, so my kids, they got a big influence on my music, man. You know.
Yeah, that's dope, and that's dope. Yeah. That family orientedness, it really helps you out. Yeah, especially in the dark time.
Yeah, man, and it's like life is short, so you know, and you gotta, and you're gonna sacrifice a lot, you know, between family and your careers and what you really want to chase in life. You know, you want to chase the bag. You're really gonna be a busy man, a busy woman. You know, you're gonna grind it out. You're gonna sacrifice time away from family to fulfill whatever your goals are. So you know, it takes a toll on family life if you're not time management, if you're not wise on your time. You know, so you really gotta focus. It makes your career a little bit tougher. For one, you know, you got to find that time, man, to really zone in on your music and utilize your talent. Don't let it go to waste. Show your kids that, you know, you're going to do as much as you can chasing your dreams. You know, use whatever tools you have around you. You know, you're going to utilize everything you can around you. Do as much as you can, because you could only do so much. If you don't have a squad, if you don't have a team, you're building a foundation for your kids. You know, a career like this is tough. You know, chasing the artist dream is real tough when you have kids involved, when you have a family involved, when you have you have a 9 to 5, when you don't have a team involved. So yeah, it can take a big toll for sure. So you gotta, you know, for the ones that make it through, those are the real ones. Those are the tough ones. That's why they deserve it. That's why they deserve it.
Straight up, man. Yeah. Man, I appreciate you for coming here and just giving gang, man. I want you to tell them where to find you.
Hell yeah. You can find me at King Rebel 209 at Instagram, Facebook, and SoundCloud, and YouTube.com.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
This dude got a lot of dope music. Make sure you check it out, man. And man, we got some dope music coming out coming soon. So stay tuned, man. I appreciate you coming, man.
Good vibes, man.
Good vibes, man. It's King Rebel. I'm Johnny Boy Lopez, man. In the experiment.